do any prep. What are the topics?
Well, obviously, Frankie didn't do any prep, but that's good because the rest of us did. Are you sick and tired of draft talk? Too bad, because Pat and I brought in 5 extras, and then also Mike Carmelini's here for some reason. And we are going to talk about the draft. This is Altitude Adjustment
Touchdown.
in Page 8. Oh, what a fantastic time of the year. Can we just all sit here and bask in the greatness that is the NFL draft and agree that if there's anybody out there that doesn't get hyped for the NFL draft, they're probably just a really bad person and they have a really lonely life. So usually what I would do is run through everybody and give the intros, but in order to make this process go a little bit quicker. Nope, that's don't know who's clicking what there.
LTB Joey, let's go.
Pretty sure that said that Frankie was Bree, maybe in Frankie's wildest dreams. We're just gonna cycle through this really quick. All right, everybody plug your shit. We're gonna go in order. You guys already have the order, and in case you are wondering, in the top right of your screen, no, that is not Robbie. That is in fact Cameron Parker. If you couldn't tell, I know they look a lot alike. Robbie, unfortunately, had to back out at the last second. He had to take care of some family business. So we got Cameron Parker in his place. How lucky are we? Pat, we're going to go ahead and start with you sexy motherfucker. Why don't you plug all your shit?
Here. Believe in the Broncos. Twitter. Sometimes YouTube, but never Instagram.
Nailed it.
Frankie, who are you and what would you like to plug?
Who would you like to plug? Doc Rivers.
I'm Frankie's Film. I'm a blackjack addict. That's pretty much all you need to know. Just kidding. I do a full field read with Robbie. We haven't done it much this offseason because, well, we have shit going on. But I'm here right now. I'm on Twitter. And yeah.
Cameron Parker, who are you?
MHRT Network, and you guys can catch 2 shows that I do. One actually just got done at 6:00 Mountain Time on Tuesdays, and then tomorrow is the Mainly Broncos show, and you guys can catch that at 7:30 on the MHRT Network page. Subscribe to it, by the way.
Yes, please subscribe to all the shit. Mike Carmelini, what's up, man? What are you doing here?
Let's go. I was miscast, obviously. And I don't know why I'm here, but I am honored to be here. I am the host of Mic'd Up Live, the second best Broncos show, after only this one, of course.
Yeah.
I've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of you on the show already. I got a couple more here I need to get on, but yeah, it's been good so far. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is definitely not a way to boost my ratings and get us rated as the #1 podcast. Just want to make that clear. David talks Buffs. David talks Broncos. David talks all kinds of sports. What's up, David?
What's going on, everybody? David talks Broncos for my Broncos stuff. David talks Buffs for the college football stuff. It's that simple.
Fantastic. Kodiak, what's your real name?
Good question. My real name is Kodiak. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All of you that know me, my actual name is Alex, but you can find me at Kodiak Broncos Podcast on YouTube. You can also follow me at Kodiak Broncos on X or Twitter as well. Therefore, yeah, I'm excited to be here, and it looks like Mario stole my look. I don't know where that came from.
Yeah, crazy. Andy, first time having you on, man. First time seeing you. Why don't you tell the people a little bit about what you got going on? Is this your podcast debut, Andy?
Unofficially, yes.
Officially, it is. Okay? Any other podcast you did before this one doesn't mean shit. So why don't you tell the people about yourself?
I'm at Andy NFL on X. I do film breakdowns a lot. I just got my big board out the other day, positional boards, all that, and I'm also on Substack, Andy NFL, to do all my mock drafts and stuff like that.
Hell yeah.
I love it,
Andy
man.
is the man.
You do a lot of really good work. All right, boys, we're going to jump right into it. It's going to be free-flowing, but wait your fucking turn and don't hog the mic, okay? So which position in the draft can most benefit the Broncos besides wide receiver? Now, I want to clarify this question. I'm not talking about biggest need. I'm not talking about who you think that they really need to draft outside of running back. I'm talking about in the scope of this specific draft, which position, and if you want to throw out some players, feel free, which position will benefit this Broncos team the most? Coyote, get us going.
All right, look. I don't know about you guys, but I'm sick and fucking tired of watching this tight end room cry. It's been awful. It's been Frankie, don't even start. Okay.
Whose take just got
Stop
fucked just
disrespecting
now?
Nate Adkins like
Anybody
that.
else's?
I think that the position that the Broncos, like, we can talk about defensive line being up there, being important. But I think that the position that can most benefit the Broncos in this draft is if they find a tight end, not just that they can use as a rookie, but I should have said fullback. I really missed an opportunity there. But I think someone that can eventually down the line take over for Adam Troutman as the starting Y, someone who can fit Sean Payton's offense as the blocker and the pass catcher. Look, Troutman's going into the last year of his deal. We got Evan Ingram, but he's not a real tight end. We're not going to count. No, Frankie, we're not counting him as a real tight end. But someone like a Terrence Ferguson in this draft, who down the line in a year or two, even before the year's over, could jump in, become that starting caliber Y. I think that would be the biggest benefit for this team, because that's a big part of what we were missing last season. Yeah, the run game was missing, but those guys blocked really well. We can get a different running back in this class, but we need more out of the tight end room. I think that's the position that I'm going to say will benefit this team. You're all welcome. We can move on to the next topic.
Frankie, how does that make you feel?
No, I agree with it. I mean, so here's the thing. I think the tight end room right now isn't as bad as a lot of people would like to make
not
out.
bad.
Yes, Evan Ingram isn't like your traditional tight end, but he will be playing some inline snaps. Adam Troutman is a plenty serviceable tight end too. He was actually pretty good in the run blocking department last year. And Nate Adkins has shown his flashes as a utility player that I don't think is horrible. But I do agree they need a piece for the future that can be a little bit more and raise the ceiling of that room. But anyways,
is there any other position you'd like to throw in?
Yeah. Believe me, I wasn't going basic with tight end or interior defensive line.
We had to get the easy shit out of the way.
Back like a lot of people were. No. I wanted to go with something a little bit juicier here. I think interior offensive line on day 3 of this draft is somewhere Denver should look to target. Right now, I think we've all been – Wattenberg is fine. He's serviceable, but I think there's room to upgrade. Ben Powers has a couple years left on his contract. I think next year he could be a training camp casualty if they end up having a guy. And me personally, and I think a lot of people, Zach Strief is a very good offensive line coach. It seems like Denver has truly found one of those guys that offensive line coaches are – a very rare commodity to have a good one in the league. If you can find a guy that has some interior versatility, it doesn't seem like they have any great backup options right now. It seems like Palczewski has kind of worked his way into that backup tackle spot. They seem to like Matt Pert, but man, if they can find a developmental option to be in that interior room to maybe replace a Ben Powers possibly in the future, or maybe step above Wattenberg in the near future, I think that would be fantastic for them. And again, I think they have the offensive line coach to take someone with the tools and really make them a plus starter in a year, maybe 2 years, maybe 3 years. And again, last point I want to make on this, the Broncos with Bo Nix need to keep the offensive line strong. Bo Nix was good last year, but there were issues in his game, and a lot of those issues came from him leading himself into pressures, leading himself into sacks. Yes, he was good at evading a lot of those sacks, but he was not the best at keeping himself protected. So you need to make sure the interior of that pocket is strong for the entirety of his rookie contract at least, if not the entirety of his career. And the only way to do that is to constantly stack resources on it and keep that house stable with the foundation, baby.
Love it.
Frankie calling for some big, thick meat. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
Cam, what do you think?
I am actually going to be going to wide receiver. I think that wide receiver is the one that is actually going to end up, benefiting the team the most. And actually, it is one in the first round, and it's the agenda that I've been pushing since the very beginning. And it is Emeka Egbuka at 20. I mean, if they could be able to take Emeka Egbuka at 20, you are talking about a player that can lift the entire ceiling of this offense. He's a player that could play inside, outside. The entire landscape of the draft was overthought of with Justin Jefferson. They are not, I don't know if they're going to be the exact same type of player, but they were overthought of. And we're talking about a player that can be a player that can open up the middle of the field with Evan Ingram and having two of those options. Bo Nix will thank you in the long run for having players of like Evan Ingram and Emeka Egbuka to work the middle of the field. So I am saying absolutely that Egbuka is one of the players that will benefit the Broncos the most, strictly even not just position, but player.
I'd love to hear it. Mike, I know I said no running backs, but if you have an agenda that you'd like to push, you go right ahead, fella.
I'm going to be pushing my Scatterbo in a minute, but I hate to do this. I have to agree with Pat here. I mean,
you hate to.
You hate to.
Because, I mean,
he
it's
hates agreeing with Pat.
So handsome.
Just because of the format. But, I mean, I think that defensive tackle, nose tackle is probably the right answer here. But I hate building from the inside just like Frankie hates Doc Rivers. I want a tight end. I'm sick of the tight end room. Loveland, Taylor, Arroyo, Ferguson, Fannin, Warren. I mean, this draft is loaded.
One of those is not like the other.
And we're on a 1 to 2 year rental.
He said Fannin.
Fannin.
More like Fanny, because that dude is ass.
Okay.
Hey,
relax.
Yeah.
Relax.
Let me have my 2 seconds. And but no, I think tight end would make a huge difference. And again, Evan Ingram's 31. He's a 1 to 2 year rental. We got to fix that position, and we have an opportunity to do it now. So let's do it. Let's go.
And he's
David.
We've heard a lot as
we've heard wide receiver, tight end, and interior offensive line. What do you think?
Man, we got a lot of contracts coming up on the defensive line. Come on, guys. Let's
I said it's the right answer.
We left for you.
Yeah, exactly. I appreciate the assist, everybody, but hey, guys, there's a ton of talent in the interior defensive line position group. We got DJ Jones locked up for a couple years. We'll see what happens with Zach Allen, John Franklin Myers. But, guys, we don't want to be in the position we were at a few years ago where we just had a bunch of training camp bodies there rotating in with our defensive line. No, let's bring hell to Patrick Mahomes just like the Eagles did. That's how we're going to win this division.
Fair enough.
I love it. Alex, what do you think?
So since David literally just stole my answer, and yes, I agree with all of you.
Egregious.
I'm tired of watching, our tight end room just be absolutely horrible. I'm tired of not having a viable over the middle of the field passing game, and I'm tired of our options being inconsistent there. But listen, I'm not here to sugarcoat anything, and I'm not here to talk to you about quarterbacks, wide receivers, or any of that. I'm here to talk about long snapper, baby. Because listen, I know you guys are going to be thinking that I am just off my rocker, but let's just be honest. So we found out that Mitchell Fabroni is going to potentially not be available until training camp. So he signed Zach Triner. But listen, the long snapper, the one man on the field who literally only shows up for 3 seconds at a time. And yet when he's missing, everything goes to hell faster than a Russell Wilson 2-minute drill. And now let's bow our heads for a moment of silence for Mitchell Fabroni. Man, the myth, the legend, and in his place, a man who's played for so many teams, his GPS thinks he still lives in an airport terminal. And you can't just be a long snapper. This is not a, hey, just go out there, fling it between your legs 15 yards back like a casual Thursday backyard barbecue situation. This is precision. This is art. This is a position where even if you mess up once, the announcer suddenly remember your name, and every fan base will remember your name and bring it up for the time being. So I'm not here to talk about anything else other than the long snapper position.
We were talking about swinging in between the legs, and Patrick looked a little distraught hearing that. I think Pat thought you were talking about him there for a second.
Thought we were
Andy,
doing
take us home on this topic, my guy.
I hate to have to follow up Kodiak because that was the greatest. I couldn't even think of that. But I'm gonna have to say interior defensive line
right now.
Now
you saw what happened against.
Yeah, come on, Andy.
Against Baltimore and Buffalo. You saw what happened against Baltimore and Buffalo with just collapsing on the run defense. I want a nose tackle. I want Tyler Williams or Alfred Collins in the second round. Like, just guys who can, just big guys on the interior defensive line who will stop all the run. And yeah, I mean, even if it's not a nose tackle, you have JFM. Like, what's going to happen with JFM? He's going on Twitter ranting about not getting a contract, saying that he should get a contract over everyone. That's not true. I like JFM, but let's be real. And obviously, building the trenches is the best thing you can do in football. You build it whenever you can. So I'm going to say interior defensive line.
Yeah.
I love that. Andy, we're going to stick with you for this next one on the turn. Give me at least one. You can do a couple more if you want, but keep in mind some other people want to do it too. Some mid-round wide receivers that you would want this team to target, since it seems pretty clear, Cameron, that they're not going to take a wide receiver in the first round.
I really like. I'm going to stay in state for this one. I'm going to stay in state for this one and go Torrey Horton, the Colorado State receiver. He had
delete.
He had a 9.83 relative athletic score. Like, for a guy who was injured all year, he's still, like, he has the athleticism. He had elite production when he was healthy, a 4.4 40, solid height, weight at 6'2", 196. This guy just has it all, and I want him to stay in state. I think he'd be awesome with Bo Nix. I think he'd be a fantastic complement alongside Sutton. That's the guy in the third round if we go receiver.
Good Z option.
I like Horton a lot. And you could almost argue with Horton that had he come out last year, when I think a lot of people thought he would. I mean, he went back to Colorado State. That's a bigger tragedy than Macbeth. He probably would have been last year. I'm saying he would have been like a second, maybe early third round pick. And of course they hurt his draft stock because he got hurt. Kodiak, what do you think? Receiver that you like in the mid round?
So this is one who will potentially be available late as well. So when you look at any way too early mock draft, a lot of people were really high on Andrew Armstrong, wide receiver out of Arkansas. So he's 6'4", 202 pounds. He ran a 4.51 at the combine, 37.5-inch vertical, led the SEC in receiving yards and receptions. And it's not too often where an X receiver, a prototypical X receiver, is going to be available in the later rounds. Now, what makes him so tantalizing and so intriguing to me is that, he does his best work in the short and intermediate game. Like downfield, he's not really a threat. But I see a lot of shades in his game that are very similar to Michael Thomas. And we have not had a guy who does that role in this offense yet for Sean Payton. But I just think the upside of a guy who led the SEC in receptions and yards being available in the potential later rounds is very, very exciting.
That answer upset Frankie so much that he left the screen. That's very unfortunate. David, what do you think?
All right. Not a sexy name, but Pat Bryant out of Illinois. He's consistent. He's good stuff. He could possibly take over that X position after Cortland's gone. Hey, couple things that you guys would like. Double-digit touchdowns this year, 10. 1.8% drop rate and contested catch rate of 69.2. And guys, nice. I'm a fan of tall wide receivers. He's 6'3". Enough with these small guys running around here, man. It's not Make-A-Wish. No, we want tall wide receivers in our room. So give me Pat Bryant in the mid-rounds.
Mike, were you able to dig up a couple of names? What do you got for us?
Well, I think this pick might shock you, but here's an electric player, high motor. He's literally never been gassed. You plug this guy into your offense, and he'll provide the spark. I mean, I like him for a battery of reasons. It's Isaac Tesla out of Arkansas, runs a 4.3, owns the middle of the field. Let's go. That's my pick right there.
Tesla?
You heard me.
Tesla?
Plug him in.
I love that there have been 2 Arkansas receivers mentioned, and that team was horrible. But I think that goes to show that more people would be talking about him if Arkansas was a better team. Cam, what do you think?
Surprisingly, Mike actually stole mine. It is Isaac Tesla.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
Look, it was a Tesla joke, you dumbass. I shock you, electric player. battery, gas. What the fuck don't you understand?
No,
I'm
He
not here to
really
be
built
right.
that up, and you tore him down, Pat.
Yeah,
Damn.
God.
kick me. Just kick me when I'm down.
No, but good player. I mean, he's a freak of nature. Like he was one of the better testers in the combine. He ranked first in athletic score. He actually's got, I think, like a bit of a fun story. I think he was like a former quarterback, right? And then like he goes to like the smaller school, really lights it up there. And then, he takes his chance, transfers over to Arkansas, works his, craft, if you will, into the slot. So he's certainly doable to do outside and in as far as, work in the middle field. So he's almost kind of like, if you fall in love with a player like a Jack Besh, it's easy to fall in love with a guy like an Isaac Tisslaw as well. So it's just like, if you can get like Besh, like in day 2, if you will, or don't get him, then you can probably get Tisslaw a little bit later and be very, very content with it.
Was he
No,
French?
Frankie?
Tesla?
So first of all, I stepped away because I felt like I needed to show a little more chest on stream. Second,
Oh, thank
A
God.
little skin. I love it.
Savion Williams is my goddamn choice here. Who's our coach? Everyone let me know. Who's our coach right now?
Sean
Sean motherfucking Payton. Sean
That's
motherfucking
fantastic.
Payton. What does Savion Williams do? Everything.
Everything.
He is 6'5". He is 225 goddamn pounds. He runs like a fucking running back. I'm sorry, I'm swearing a lot, but I don't apologize. Easter.
That's fine. This isn't Mike's show. You can say whatever you want.
I'm doing another button. Savion Williams, okay? This is a guy who can run with the football. We can have him be our wildcat option. He's surprisingly decent as a separator. He's a ball winner with the ball in the air. He can play all 3 wide receiver spots. Let's get Savion Williams in Denver, baby. Yes!
I thought.
Love that.
Oh,
Good
we're
luck
doing
following
picked up.
that, Pat.
Well, look, Tez Johnson is the obvious choice, right? Who doesn't love a 5'5"?
He weighs as much as I do, Pat. Come on.
100.
Did you know he's Bo Nixon?
He's Bo Nix's adopted brother. No, my choice here is going to be.
Well, I don't think they're blood brothers.
I said it.
What makes you say that?
Yeah,
I'm saying I just their
What do you
skin
mean-
is
what
a
do you mean by
different
that?
color. Well, one's black and one's white.
Wow.
I don't know. I get them mixed up all the time. What are you talking about?
I don't see color. So, anyways,
Well, then you're colorblind.
look, Nick Nash is an intriguing one. Big body, could be a big slot, super athletic, dual threat quarterback prospect going into college. Crazy year last year. And he's got the measurables. You can put him in the slot. He can win there. Use him as an athlete. Hell, put him in there in the Wildcat, right? Let him be your Taysom Hill. But I think, with all the other names mentioned, those are all great choices. Being an Oregon guy, I'm actually not super high on Tez Johnson. I really, really am fearful for his size going into the NFL. I think he's a fun college receiver. I just don't think that will translate to the next level. But yeah, I'm gonna say Nick Nash. There's also Ty Felton from Maryland, who was one of my guys. Frankie, we talked about him a long time ago, but he would be an interesting one as well. Lots of potential there.
Speaking of potential, Pat, I want you to give us your draft diamond in the rough. Any position at any point of the draft, or it can be your draft crush, whichever you feel more compelled towards. So who is your diamond in the rough / ultimate draft crush? Like you would do anything to have this player on your team at any point.
Yeah. Look, the running back position is one that needs to be addressed during this draft. I think it will be addressed one way or another, probably in multiple ways. But Frankie actually today said, no one's talking about this guy. No one's talking about this guy. I've been talking about him this whole fucking offseason. Jordan James from the University of Oregon. I think perfect complement to what they're probably going to do early on, right? He's not super breakaway speed, but man, this guy gets to the outside really fast. With Sean Payton wanting to go to more zone-oriented runs, which we've seen over the last 2 years, I think James is a perfect fit there. Plus, obviously, the added relationship with Bo Nix. I think he's a fun, tough runner. would match the scheme really well and be a really good complement, a better complement, honestly, than Audric Estime. Obviously, they feel like there's some kind of potential with Estime, but I think Jordan James would be a perfect complement to whatever they're going to do in round 1 or round 2.
Hunky, why don't you be the perfect complement to Pat and give us your answer?
Yeah, stroked up.
Pat all the time. He's so damn cute.
Yeah,
Caught-
stroke that
caught
pussy,
myself.
Frankie.
Anyways,
Yeah, thank you, Mario.
Anyways, yes, wrong side. That's okay. Anyways,
Frankie
I'm
loves
also-
having that
I'm
pussy
also
in his
gonna go
lap,
with a
man.
running
Good for
back.
you, Frank.
For anyone who doesn't know, I've mentioned this several times. I was in Mobile this year for the Senior Bowl.
Oh, you were in Mobile?
Jacob Romano. We went a little crazy down there. And let me tell you, one of the guys I caught a great glimpse of, absolutely incredible glance of.
Croshow.
Oh my goodness, what a player he is. Marcus Yarns from the Delaware Fighting Blue Hens. Who's heard of that college? Probably not
Yeah.
you, Mario. Anyways,
Joe
Marcus
Flacco?
Yarns, very diverse player. He was cooking people in the pass game drills, which a lot of these one-on-ones against linebacker safeties for running back, very advantageous for them. But I think Marcus Yarns is a player who's going to be one of those 6th-round picks, 7th-round picks running backs who ends up getting kind of a rotational role, maybe ends up being a starter if there's an injury in the season, that is going to make plays for football teams. He has been a consistently good runner since his freshman year at the University of Delaware. He's averaged 6.5 yards per carry throughout his career. He's a short, stocky running back, a little bit Doug Martin-esque, but he also offers a little bit in the pass game. So he is someone I really think is going to be one of those running backs that isn't talked about, just like Jordan James, from my very cute guy to my left, Patrick Quixote. One of these running backs that doesn't get kind of talked about until day 3 because there's just so many studs in this class that I think is going to be able to make a very good name for himself just because of the fact that he played at a school that, let's be honest, nobody watches. So my pick is going to be Marcus Yarns. On to Cameron.
Cameron, your ultimate draft crush. And if you say someone from Nebraska, I'm going to mute you.
You know, it's funny you say that because I was going to do a really good job of pandering to our audience here, and because of the fact there are so many, Colorado ties, if you will, in this stream, it seems very fitting for me to mention my diamond in the rough, and that is Nash Hutmacher, the interior defensive lineman from Nebraska. Everybody talks.
Would you look at that? Cam had to get muted. Oh, that's just a tragedy. I'm kidding. Go ahead, Cameron.
Well, I mean, it is much like what Frankie mentioned. Not a lot of people watch Nebraska games, so I will say, everybody talks about Ty Robinson. Everybody talks about Ty Robinson and how demonic of a defensive lineman that he is. I think too much of the praise goes to him and not necessarily Nash, Hutmacher there. Obviously, he has the nickname of Polar Bear. He wears number 0. He can't wear 0, obviously, if he's with the Denver Broncos. But he's a former wrestler. He's a high school wrestler. He's also a collegiate wrestler. Nebraska was able, to work with him to where he could be able to wrestle with Nebraska and also do the play in the football season. I just think he's got a lot of potential for him. And I think this the simple fact that, when you combine the fact that he was a wrestler currently with what he can be able to do with a coach that the Broncos are going to have in that interior and the depth that they have that interior, it's going to do him far more positively down the line than it is, negatively. So I just think, again, everybody sleeps on Ty Robinson or everybody sleeps on Nash when everybody praises Ty.
Draft wrestlers.
Who the fuck?
Cam, now that we got the Nebraska crap out of the way, why don't you save us here, Carmelini?
Well, we're going Arizona State. You know it's coming. It's the first player since Christian McCaffrey to have 1,500 yards rushing, 500 receiving in a season. It's Cam Scatterbo. Not fast. Guy gets through a hole like nobody else. Can't tackle him. It's perfect fit. Put a speedy back out there in the committee. Guy's going to get you the first down on third down every damn time. I love this kid. I love his fight. And I think he's the guy. If he's a 4th round steal, if he makes it that far, we should take him. I love that kid. He's my
He does crazy things to holes. He's destroying holes.
He's going to prove everybody wrong.
I see.
You guys are gross. David, save us.
Man, I'm gonna try to, but man, I don't even think my sleeper even gets drafted. But I am talking about a running back that has a higher burst score which is, broad jump, vertical, combo, higher burst score than Travion Henderson and Quinshon Judkins. You might wonder, hey, who is this guy? Hey,
Draft
you want to know
nerd.
something? He only had 1 touchdown this year. What? Yeah, he only played in 1 game this year. He is the Shrine Bowl MVP.
Oh my God.
Krosky Merritt, baby. That's what I'm talking about. He's 24
It's a
years
deep
old.
pull.
He played 1 game this year, but this dude's explosive. He can catch, he can run, he can take it to the house from anywhere on the field. He didn't play this year because after the first game, the NCAA was like, oh, hey, remember when you redshirted? Well, you didn't actually redshirt because you let somebody else use your number, and so we're still counting that against you. Some bullshit, man. Some massive bullshit. So he couldn't play this year, but if you look at his year a couple years ago from New Mexico, 1,200 yards. He's got the production. We only need to draft 1 running back this year because we can go and give Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt a massive signing bonus, make him the highest paid UDFA in the class this year. And Jaleel McLaughlin, sorry, man, get your agent on the phone. He's taking your job.
Hot damn.
Jesus.
Alex, who's your draft diamond in the rough?
So my draft platinum in the rough, if you will.
Oh, shit.
So I think
I'm
if
listening.
you had heard that there was a human who was 375 pounds when he was a junior in high school, what would you think? Would you think that this person might need to be put on life support? What if I told you they got up to 450 pounds in college and weighed in at the combine at 464 pounds? Of course, I am talking about Florida interior defensive lineman Desmond Watson. Now, he has taken a few snaps from the fullback position, and Sean Payton has talked about the need to get a joker. So with a guy like Desmond Watson, who's an absolute matchup nightmare, you plug him into the defensive line. I mean, tush push stopper. You literally just tell him to lay down when the other team is going for it on 4th and 1. QB sneak. You tell him to literally just lie down, and then you can have guys. Yeah, I don't know. And on the offensive side of the ball, the options are tantalizing as there. You can give him the ball on 4th and 1, and you can literally just have, I don't know, God knows who, just push him forward and just do like a false
Estimate.
thing. Exactly. So,
There's the roll.
Exactly. So
We finally found a role for Estimate. About time.
Exactly. I think, since Desmond Watson is 464 pounds, I mean, how many humans in the world are 464 pounds and would run a 5.86 40-yard dash? Probably not a lot. If you put everybody in the world that big into an NFL combine, they probably don't run that fast. So with this guy's athleticism, I am a little concerned about the fact that he might need to lose some weight, especially to play at altitude. But guess what? Come to a world-class strength and conditioning program like the Denver Broncos have. 464 pounds on the defensive line is way, way, way too good for me to pass up.
Might
A 5.8 40 is still faster than Frankie, so it's really not that bad.
The metrics on that, by the way, it was like I saw some tweet saying the force that he was generating running that was like a 6'4", 220 linebacker running like a 3.9. That's it's crazy.
And Kodiak, you also brought this up that he's like put on 20 pounds every single year since entering college. So in a couple of years, he could be like a 500-pound lineman too, if you want to take it.
He's the first 500-pound player in the NFL. I'm here for it.
Yeah, TLC is going to be all over it.
Andy, who do you got?
My big fat NFL career.
First off, let me tell you, following up after Kodiak is like the hardest thing to do. Like this guy
like
is
he
always-
totally understood the assignment. Like Kodiak knows the assignment. I don't even have to do what I'm here to do.
It's the hardest thing in the world. My option is not as fun as Desmond Watson, but it's Sean Dolak, the Buffalo linebacker. He's a prototypical box linebacker. He had 125 tackles this past season. I don't even know how I originally stumbled on to him. I think I was scrolling down PFF grades and he had like a 93 grade. So I was like, let me just watch to make sure this guy's that good. And he was. He does everything good. He rushes the pass well. He's great against the run. He's great in coverage. He doesn't miss tackles. I get it's the MAC that he was playing in, but these things translate. And like if it comes to the 4th, 5th round and he's on the board, if he's on the board in like the 4th or the 5th round, I will be pounding the table. Like at 122, I will be pounding the table for the Broncos to draft this guy.
I'm here for it. That's a great
Let's
pull,
go.
Andy.
Let's go,
We're going to
Andy.
double up here, Andy. Right now, we're going to play this game where you are in charge of the Broncos' 20th pick. Do you want to trade up? Do you want to trade back? Are you staying at 20? Tell me your plan for the 20th overall pick.
So I'm staying at the pick. Like, I don't. There's 4 guys I love in this spot. The 2 that I don't think will be there, Colson Loveland and Tyler Warren, number 6 and number 7 on my big board. These are 2 of my favorite players, some of my favorite players in this draft class. I don't think either one will be there at 20, so that's why I have my number 2 option, which is more realistic. Just stick and pick one of the running backs, whether that's Travion Henderson or Omarion Hampton. I think Travion Henderson's fit in Denver is good enough to take him at 20. I know some people have concerns, but his pass protection, explosiveness, he's a capable receiver. He's just such a good fit with Sean Payton. I posted something about it earlier today that I think that's my favorite player team fit in this draft.
I love that. I'm starting to come around to that too. Alex, what do you think? What are you doing with that 20th overall pick?
So let me just say that my preference is ultimately to trade back, because when you look at this roster, it has been almost comical, the lack of resources we've had over the past 3-4 years, but we've still done so much with it. So I would like to see this regime actually get a chance to, double up on some top 100 picks or whatever, even if you do drop a few spots in the first round. That being said, if I'm staying with the pick, I am going Oregon interior defensive lineman Derek Harmon. So like David brought up, we have so many questions on the interior defensive line beyond 2025. And Derek Harmon, in my opinion, he's got shades of everything that is a game wrecker in the modern NFL. He'd be a perfect counterpunch to the way we got ran over in Buffalo this past year, got ran over against Baltimore. So getting a little bit tougher in the trenches and having the best 4-man pass rush in the NFL with Benito, Cooper, Allen, and Harmon, that is amazing for me.
David, what are you doing with that 20th overall pick?
Well, ideally, I'm really hoping that somebody loves Jackson Jart, Jalen Milroe, somebody like that wants to get ahead of the Steelers. We are a prime trade back candidate right now at pick 20. I would love to do that. I'm more interested in trading back and taking Travion Henderson. I like Travion. But again, we're talking about a running back with a broken foot. I don't know if I feel great about that at pick 20. Granted, he is a year removed from it. But ideally, I don't want to make this overcomplicated. It's either between a defensive lineman or Omarion Hampton if he's there. But the priority needs to be making sure that Bo Nix does not have a sophomore slump. We need a running game. That's going to be the biggest help to this entire team. The defense, the offense, Bo Nix. Don't overthink this. Get a guy that can truly function as a workhorse. We can get, Krosky Merritt as an undrafted free agent. We're going with Omarion Hampton, baby. Not overthinking it.
LTB podcast PR says he'd take Jalen Milroe. Yeah, probably to have him play the Joker role, right? Right. Yeah. Why don't we go ahead and take Jalen Milroe, and he can be that Joker and get 5 to 10 snaps a game. Whoever thinks that's a good fucking idea. Mike, what do you think?
You know what? I don't even have to think anymore. I don't even understand what we're doing here.
Fantastic.
The advent of artificial intelligence has just completely screwed Kuiper and McShay and Jeremiah, and to some extent, all my friends right here. I'm sorry, guys. It doesn't take a brain to do this anymore. Earlier today, I went on Grok, and I said, hey, I need a Von Miller out of this draft. Give me one. And within 30 seconds, I had it. So here we go. And we might have to move up for this one because I know the GM in Cleveland, Sonny Weaver, loves this guy. Ohio State linebacker Vontae Mack. Okay, he had 4 sacks, a strip sack for a touchdown against Bo Callahan in that Wisconsin game, and he's the next Von Miller. I put my reputation on it. Easy money.
Enjoy your fucking pancakes.
Have you seen the movie Carminelli? Have you seen Draft Day?
What are you talking about?
Have you seen the movie Draft Day? I'm just curious.
The movie Draft Day? I don't watch
Yeah.
movies. I'm out here doing film, man. I'm studying film, baby.
I was gonna ask
Ski, we're not doing fictional shit, okay?
You know what, Mario?
Cameron, what are you doing when the
What the?
Okay.
Just because you say it's true doesn't mean it is.
Frankie, why don't you turn around and go play with your cat for
Not
a
the
second while
Champ Bailey
Cameron
jersey.
gets to get his answer.
I was gonna say, what did Doc Rivers do to this guy?
Ruined him.
So
We're down 0-2, Cam. Frankie's in a really bad place.
No, I think that one of my like favorite scenarios, as far as if they were going to stay put at 20, like as far as what I would do, I would stay put at 20. I would maybe take 2 risks, if you will. So I would take Travion Henderson at 20, and then I would trade up into the second round and take Mason Taylor.
Oh,
I dig that.
Yeah.
I mean, I only asked you for the 20th pick, but you double dipped, and that's fine, I guess. Okay, Frankie, yes, it's your turn. Go ahead.
I think Mason Taylor goes in the first.
Wouldn't shock me.
Is Frankie still muted? What are you doing, Frankie?
Yes.
Did he mute himself? Frankie, no one can hear you.
Is he doing
What
a
is
bit?
happening
Are
right
we doing
now?
a bit right now?
Is he a
Frankie,
mom?
if you're doing a bit, I don't get it.
Is he silent?
Your mic still isn't on, Frankie.
He's possessed.
Pat, why don't you go ahead since
I've never seen
Frankie's-
anybody use their hands as much as Frankie and say nothing.
You
Talladega
think he's
Nights.
Italian. The
Are
way
you back?
Teachers used to compliment that.
He's back.
On
He's
me
back.
And my fucking,
Oh, there he goes.
There
Yeah,
he
it's
goes.
a
Am I
Zach
back?
Seeger's
Am I back?
impersonation.
Anyways, guys, guess what? The future is now, bitches. We're not trading down. What the fuck? Guys, Sean Payton is 60-something motherfucking years old. We do not have a big window here. Bo Nix is on year 2 of the rookie deal. Let's get us a goddamn star player. Let's move up. Let's get Ted McMillan. Let's get Ashton Jeffrey. I do not give a fuck. Let's get us a good goddamn player that's going to win us a fucking playoff game next year. That's what I motherfucking want. Use pick 20. Use maybe a first rounder next year. Use your third rounder this fucking year. Let's go get a star. This draft does not have a ton of blue chip talent. Let me tone it back a little bit. Guys, let me talk to you real on a personal.
Oh, God.
This draft does not have a ton of blue chip talent. The pick at 20 is going to be very comparable to the pick at 51. So let me tell you something. Listen, my neighbor works third shift. She's not home right now. I can get as loud as I want. I planned that. Anyways,
Get loud.
They need to get themselves a blue chip player on offense. I think we all know that. Guys, Cortland Sutton cannot be the only effective weapon on this team. And as much as we'd all like there to be a great weapon at 20, based on all the noise we're hearing, there might not be one available. So let's take these assets with our 60-something-year-old coach and our very small quarterback window, and let's go get us a goddamn player. We're also used to being like, oh, we got to be careful. We got to be scared. Guess what, guys? We have the quarterback. We have the richest owners in sports. I don't think a lot of people get that. These defensive linemen that are going to be free agents next year, bring them the fuck back. Who cares? Zach Allen, take this fucking money, motherfucker. Hey, fucking JFM, we got you, brother. We got you. Do you want a bunch of Walmart gift cards? Because we fucking got you, okay? We need to make sure that we leave this draft with 2 to 3 players that are going to be effective difference makers in the playoffs. I do not want the 3rd best running back. I do not want the 4th best running back. I do not want the 3rd best tight end. I don't want the 4th best tight end. I want Sean Payton to watch all of the top prospects in this draft and say, I want that one. You know why? Because I believe in Sean Payton. Sean Payton is my savior.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we watched so many shitty coaches for so many years. I don't think people get it. I watched Sean Payton fucking up people for 15 goddamn years in New Orleans. It's time. Get him whatever he wants. If he wants Ted McMillan, throw away every first-round pick for the next decade. Go get him. We have the assets. We have the money. We are in the window. The AFC is not getting any easier with Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, CJ Stroud, all of these goddamn quarterbacks. Let's move the fuck up, get us the best player on the goddamn board, and let's fucking thrive, baby. Woo!
Frankie's gonna crash so hard later.
No, I
What do
won't.
you think?
I don't crash.
Clip that.
Wow. That was unhinged, and I enjoyed every second of it. And you know what? This kind of coincides with our next with the next topic. But I agree with Frankie. I think that this right now, like, you're in the window. This team was good enough to get into the playoffs last year with virtually zero run game. None at all. And those hog mollies up front are working their ass off. The number one run blocking team in the NFL, and yet our run game was that bad. That bad. Could you imagine what an elite running back, any one of them, honestly, any elite running back in that offense last season, think about how drastically different that is. Ashton Jainty at one point this season was averaging 9.8 yards a carry. Every carry was nearly a first down. We're marching down the field with that guy. Send it all.
Now, what do you say to the people that are worried that he played in the Mountain West?
Are you referring to that dumbass tweet from earlier? Look, yeah, this guy played in the Mountain West, and the last running back that I remember that played in the Mountain West that got drafted in the first round was a guy named Rashad Penny. But that was it was not very good. This guy is different. Rashad Penny was just outrunning everybody. Ashton Jainty is running through everybody, and that includes Oregon. That included, like, non-conference games last year. This dude put up almost 300 yards against Washington State and Oregon State. 300 yards in both of those games. He played against Portland State, had 11 carries in the first half, over 100 yards. They sat him the rest of the game. This dude is different. And Sean Payton right now with this team, that court, think about all the people that said Bo Nix is not that guy. Mm-hmm. He's not that guy. Sean Payton proved that he is that guy. So now's the opportunity to just push it in. You got the Walmart money. Man, fuck them picks. Are you kidding me? And it's realistically, it's not going to be as expensive. Multiple people have said it might be a little less to trade up. If we're talking about trading up into the top 5, yeah, you're going to have to send a future first, a future second, 20, probably your third round pick this year, and throw in 2 of those 6 this year as well. Fuck it. Push it in. If it's going to change, it's going to change your offense that much, if it's going to improve the offense that much, this was a fringe top 10 offense. We're right there. What's missing in elite run game? If Sean is confident in these wide receivers, like he says he is, the way he made Marvin Mims work last year, Cortland Sutton still producing. He's still there. He's still pretty good. Let them develop, get the run game in here, and it changes everything.
Let's go.
Everything.
That's a hot take, Pat, but I want to know your hottest draft take.
Shedeur doesn't go in the first round.
I don't even know if that's that hot take anymore.
I know. No, that's not my actual hot take. I just think it might happen. I don't know. I think my hottest. I don't know, man. I'm not very good with these. I think that's my big one. Is that the Broncos should trade up into the top 5 and take Ashton Jainty. Will they? Probably not. But like, that's what I would do.
All right, Frankie, before you pass the F out, why don't you give us your hottest draft take?
I'll be calmer because I feel like I've been going a little bit hot tonight. Okay. No. HR, I'm getting private messages. I need to chill out. Anyways, my hottest draft Broncos are going to sit at 20.
We're going great.
I think picks 51 and picks, 85 or 84?
Yeah.
85.
85.
Picks 51 and 85, I think, have as much value as pick 20. At the end of the day, guys, and I'm really trying to tell people this is something. Let me redo a button on my shirt. I'm a little bit too crazy right now. Anyways, I think the draft this year is not as comparable as years past. Years past, I've probably had, I'd say, around 20, maybe 17 to 20 first round grades. This year, I've got like 9 to 12. Okay. There are not that many players that I think are definitive first round picks this year. So at 20, I know a lot of us are like, oh, maybe McMillan falls. Maybe he does. Maybe one of these star defensive linemen falls. And maybe they do. But in my mind, I think pick 20 might be one of those things where we're picking between guys that are all ranked around a top 50 prospect. So while I think a lot of people might be, I don't know, disappointed, a lot of people might come away from day one not super enthused, there are a lot of guys I have graded as top 75 prospects, which are still quality starters. So do not come away from the first round pick being like, damn, Denver didn't get what they needed. Because here's the thing. I think they can still get equally as quality of a prospect at pick 51, or if they move up into the higher end of the second round, as they would get at the end of the first round. Because I truly believe there is not going to be much difference. If they end up getting, I don't know, Mason Taylor at 51 versus, I don't know, fucking Travion Henderson at 20, those two players I think have a little bit of comparable upside and a little bit of comparable floors. So no matter what happens on day one of the NFL draft for the Denver Broncos as a whole, do not be like they didn't fill the one need they needed, because they still will be able to do those needs, because a lot of the needs the team has line up with a lot of the strengths of the draft. They can find a defensive lineman on day 3 of the draft. They can find a tight end on day 3 of the draft, and they can find a running back on day 3 of the draft. So no matter what happens on day 1, if they move up, if they sit, if they move back, do not come away being like they fucked up, because I truly believe they will be able to find value later in the draft that is equal to the value they would have found at the end of the first round.
Frankie coming in hot, telling you to care about the entire draft. That's real crazy shit, Frankie. Cam, what's your hot draft take?
It is actually one that is reminiscent of a certain wide receiver year. I am fine double dipping back to back with running backs.
Hey.
Like I am perfectly fine with it. And especially in the idea of, specifically this year, and you probably could have done it last year, but you can easily remake this running back room with this particular year if you so wanted to. I mean, obviously, it seems like they're pretty content with Estime, but like I am perfectly fine of getting and trying to get, like, if you want to get 2 players of the top 5 running backs, like Travion Henderson and Caleb Johnson at 51, you want to just make things just nasty, and just completely make it an absolute dominant running back room, and give Sean Payton and the Denver Broncos the best possible running back room. I'm all for that.
I like it. That's an interesting combo too.
Mike, hottest draft take, baby. Let's hear it.
I'll tell you what, I think it's the worst year that I can remember in a long time to be a quarterback needy team.
Oh,
and
thank God.
I would say Cam Ward is QB7 last year. There's no fucking way he's worth the first overall pick. I don't get it. Guy's a playmaker. I get it. He can run around and make shit happen, but and I don't pretend to be an expert, but man, I do not see somebody that can run an NFL offense in that guy. I think he's going to be a bad first pick, and I think that's going to be the tail of this draft is going to be the shitty quarterbacks, and that's my hot take for this year.
That is a hot take.
I agree.
It's hot.
I respect it.
I would take Shedeur Sanders before I would take Cam Ward. There's my hot
So
take.
would I.
Give me Sanders.
Absolutely.
Give me Sanders.
I just think it's funny that at one point the Titans said that they want to get a generational player, but now they're dead set on Cam Ward. It's like, well, you're kind of talking out of both sides of your mouth a little bit, Titans. David, hottest draft take.
What? Thank God. Let me put this on.
You already had it on. What the hell?
Let me put this on, guys. There's only one wide receiver worth taking in this whole draft.
Ooh.
It's Travis Hunter. That's it.
Mm.
If you're gonna
Let's
trade
go.
up, go balls to the wall, go draft Travis Hunter. You get an elite wide receiver, Biletnikoff winner, Heisman winner. You also get a lockdown corner for one rookie salary slot. That's also awesome. And yeah, he changes the dynamic of both the offense and the defense. And outside of Travis Hunter, I'm just going to be honest. Like, fuck this wide receiver class. Like, we're totally overhyping it. If Emeka Ibuka was God, he would have left after his junior year. Let's just be honest. And guys, who is having more instant impact on this roster this year? It's pretty much A.T. Perry over everybody else.
Oh my
outside the
God!
first round in this
Shut
draft.
the fuck
I'm not doing this.
Not taking the
David.
bait. He's not
I'm
taking
not
the
taking
bait.
Perry bait. I'm not doing it. I know that you were conspiring for this. I'm not going to get mad. I'm not going to say anything.
Mike, are you
I don't wanna
are
hear
you
about
taking
fucking
Spencer
ATP.
Rattler over Cam Ward?
No.
That's a toss-up.
That was
I'm
QB7.
not.
That was QB7 last year.
Oh! So
It would
my
be a
hot
tie.
take is this:
A and
we
B.
actually
A
just
and B.
completely punt on wide receiver because we're not getting Travis Hunter. That was my hot take.
I actually like that though.
In the first
Alex,
round.
what do you think?
So my actually very, very cold take, because this is guaranteed to happen, is that the Raiders will botch their pick at number 6.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
here's why.
Yes.
Here's why. They still think that speed
Yes.
equals skill, and then they could ignore everything else. Oh, he ran a 4.26, draft him. Doesn't matter if he's got 7 unpaid parking tickets, a restraining order, tried to fight a coach on the sideline. 3, they treat red flags like fashion accessories. Sure, he threatened a fan on Instagram and once brought a loaded weapon to a walkthrough, but you don't draft a Boy Scout to play cornerback. And let's just be honest. It's like they look at a clean background check and say, no, thanks. We're looking for a Raider, Henry Ruggs, Damon Arnett, Lynn Bowden Jr., Alex Leatherwood. Not a criminal, just criminally overdrafted. And the list goes on. The list just goes on. They use the Raider culture to justify every risky pick. But you know what? Even though they have a new GM, John Spytek, who came over from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, let's just be honest. They're going to screw it up because they're the Raiders. It's just the Raider way.
Mason Graham.
Let's go.
I don't know how hot it is, but I love that take. That's my
Love it.
favorite take so far. Andy, to you.
Like I said, do not follow up Kodiak on these shows.
He's killing it.
Yeah. But my hot take is, if Alfred Collins, the Texas defensive tackle, can refine his game, add a little bit of juice to the pass defending, I legitimately think he can be an all-pro in his career.
Okay, Andy.
He is the best run. He is the best run defender in the draft. And he took a jump. He took a jump this past season in the pass rusher game. Like, it's not good. It's not there yet. But man, he is such an elite run defender that if the pass defending comes on, he is an all-pro. He is my dream at pick 51. If he can somehow make it to pick 51, I would sprint that pick in. I love Alfred Collins. I've been preaching it for a while now.
Is Texas just pumping out D linemen now? Like Sweat and Murphy last year. Collins I'm all about it. Love it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the point of the show that some people say is the best segment in all of Broncos podcasts. A lot of people say that, and it's because it's absolutely true. This is Bricked Up. If you're unfamiliar with Bricked Up, and how could you be, but just in case you are, we are all going to tell you what has us bricked up. It could be about the Broncos. It could be about football. Hell, it could be about anything that you want. So, Andy, start us off. What has you bricked up right now?
Christmas is on Thursday. Tomorrow's Christmas Eve. Christmas is on Thursday. Like, I couldn't be happier. Been going through the prospects for a long, long time in preparation for this, and it's just days away. You can smell it. The Broncos are going to take the greatest player ever at 20. I see it now.
Alex.
I just have to say to everybody watching at home, what's your favorite part of Denver? Personally, a close second for me is the luxurious vacation towns such as Pueblo, Commerce City, Greeley. Colfax Avenue is obviously a thriving megapolis that anybody would love to visit. But my actual favorite part of Denver is the world-class athletic talent that you can find in the Mile High City. We are spoiled rotten to have had the talent of Surtain, Travis Hunter, and those sorts of guys on the football field this past year. But also 1 mile away from Empower Field boasts MVP caliber talent that we get to watch every single night in Nikola Jokic, Nathan McKinnon, and Cale Makar. Best player in the NBA and two of the best players in the NHL. And it's just an added bonus that we have not just one, but two teams pushing for a championship this year at Ball Arena. Well, what if I told you that there is a player who is 32 years old that has taken 3 years to recover from excess cartilage in his knee? And not only is he a heart and soul guy, not only is he Swedish, not only is he the hottest captain in professional sports, he can make a straight man question a lot of things about themselves, but he is the best captain in the NHL, and his name is Gabriel Landeskog, and all signs point to him returning tomorrow night in the Stanley Cup playoffs in front of a raucous home crowd. Dallas is the Avs' kryptonite. I won't even deny it, but you get your captain back, you are going to be a tough out on any night. So the Colorado Avalanche and the return of Gabriel Landeskog has got me bricked up.
Go Chris Bryant. Yeah.
Shut up, Patrick.
Go Rocks. I'm rocked up right now.
Go ahead, David.
All right. Well, before I get started, fun fact: I actually share the same exact birthday as Gabe Landeskog. We are
Oh, so you're basically the same person. Yeah.
Yeah. Basically.
Legends.
Yeah, super cool. Sagittarius, what's up? All right. What's got me bricked up? Honestly, there's a lot of people that are worried right now about the state of the economy, the tariffs, whatever. But I want to say support your local vape shops. As our good friend Marky has brought this up, we have had a nice local Broncos patron at the vape shop. He likes to smoke root beer vapes, and I don't think he should be crucified for this because I actually really like root beer. And that is Nate Root Beer Atkins. Check out this shirt Kodiak has made of Root Beer Atkins smoking the root beer vape. It's incredible.
Oh God.
Now he was kind of a dick to Marky, which I don't understand why you'd be a dick when you're getting root beer vape. But I'm gonna forgive him this time, and I hope next time he comes back with a better fucking attitude and buys root beer vape with a smile on his face and doesn't bitch about the $35 prize.
Him watching this right now. What the fuck?
Strays.
Atkins thought there was no way he was going to catch a stray. Hate to break it to you, Nate. Don't be a dick. Mike.
God damn.
I am the Chrysler Building, the tallest brick building in the world, made with 3.8 million bricks for Bo Nix. Anybody that says different is smoking something besides regular vape, because we got a quarterback. We can talk about defensive tackles and all this shit that we want because we have Bo Nix. And I'm not Bo-mosexual, but I'm certainly Bo-curious. And when I watch Bo film, I have to wear a Bo-phylactic because I am bricked up for Bo Nix. In fact, he played with cracked vertebrae last year, and we should change the name of the Rockies to Brokeback Mountain. Bricked up. Slightly gay for Bo.
Yeah, Mikey, sorry, you did miss the Judy back to Denver segment, and we're never doing it again. So I apologize.
We cut it out of the replay.
Cameron.
I was gonna say, if you need any Judy propaganda, Jordan's got you covered on Mainly. But I feel like there's one other best answer aside from Bo Nix being bricked up for Bo Nix, and that is
thank you, Cam.
And that is the one that trumps the Bo Nix.
Whoa.
We have a draft party on Thursday. That's what has me.
What
bricked
the fuck, Cam?
Oh,
Everybody has a
back into the spiral.
Everybody who doesn't have one sign off, right?
I don't think Frankie knows that you're talking about the LTB draft party. Frankie,
Yeah.
he's talking about our draft party.
You're muted.
My God, this guy.
Oh man. But yes, it is the LTB draft party, which is on Thursday at 5:30, right? And it is at the Rock Restaurant located on Smoky Hill Road. So make sure you be there and you get a chance to see me and all these other beautiful people.
But most importantly, you get to see Cam. Bree wants to know, who is we? Cam?
Cam, that was a beautiful ad read. What the viewers are not seeing is JR behind you holding a gun to your head and making you read that out loud.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
He's actually like standing to me right here, and that's why no one can see me or see him.
He's under the desk. He's under the desk.
Yeah,
Doing
he's-
something we don't want to talk about.
Frankie,
Oh,
I'm almost afraid to ask, but what has you pricked up?
Here's the thing, Mario, I was going to get a little emotional on all of you.
Oh, okay.
whoa.
So the draft party. Guys, here's the thing. I'm a lowly motherfucker from... I'm sorry. I keep calling myself a motherfucker. I don't fuck mothers yet. Anyways,
Oh my God.
I'm a guy from Wisconsin. All the Denver shenanigans, all the Colorado shenanigans everybody's getting up to on the Twitterverse, I'm not a part of. I'm just some guy who posts fucking film. I'm hitting my mic a lot. Anyways, I'm just a guy who posts film from Wisconsin. But tomorrow, I'm flying out to Denver, and on Thursday, we're having a draft party. I'm going to get to meet all of these beautiful people. You've probably seen me and Joey on the podcast for like 4 years now. I've been talking to Joey, Zach, Bree, all these people, Mario, a little bit, for like the
Robbie.
past few years. Pat, I'd kiss him right now if I could. Anyways, all these people are a part of a wonderful network called Let's Talk Broncos, and I am so excited. I will not pause. I will resume. I will fast forward to the part where I'm back at my apartment with one of them. Anyways, I am so excited to get
I think
to
we
meet
all
these
want to fast
I hope
forward at
all
this
of you
point.
people are so excited to get to see our reactions. We are so excited. I spent so many years covering this team when they were dog shit. I would watch them go 5-11, and I would wake up on Monday morning and watch all of their film
Mhm.
after they got annihilated by the goddamn Chiefs, Chargers, any other AFC team, the
Miami
fucking
Dolphins.
Alabama Crimson Tide, anybody.
Joy
But
Taylor
now
in the
they
chat.
have an actual chance, and I am so excited to get to experience this. I am engorged to experience this with all of you. The second they draft a player, guys, you already know. I am going to stay up until 4 in the goddamn morning watching every snap that player took. I don't care if they only played special teams. Guys, look at me. Look at me. Do you think I have better stuff to do? No, I don't.
No.
No, I absolutely do not.
Absolutely not.
I will be putting together cut-ups for all of you on Twitter, and I am just so excited to get to do that for all of you. So seriously, all of the Let's Talk Broncos content for the draft party, we're doing a giveaway. I don't know exactly how that works, but we're doing a giveaway with a signed Patrick Surtain helmet. We're doing a lot of giveaways to I don't remember exactly what the charity is. What's the charity, Mario? Plug it.
Children's
Pat,
cancer.
what's the charity?
God damn it.
National Children's Cancer Society.
I should have remembered that because I'm a pile of garbage. I didn't. Anyways, National Childhood Cancer Society. It's a great cause. It's a great team. You all deserve this. So seriously, everybody should be tuned into these people because we do our best to bring you guys comprehensive Broncos content. We are serious. Like Robbie Davis, I want to shout out Robbie for a second because he's my co-host. I'm a little bit too many drinks, Steve. Anyways, Robbie's a goddamn genius. Okay, I'm like 3 years older than Robbie, and every time I look at him, I'm like, Jesus Christ, how do you know this much? Me and Robbie are going to bring you guys so much incredible content this year on the Denver Broncos and whatever Denver Bronco rookie they end up drafting. So seriously, get in on the Let's Talk Broncos content early because who knows, in 2 years, it might be monetized by fucking ESPN and they're asking you to do some random shit for that. So seriously, it's an incredible group of people. Zach Seegers, Bree Maestas, Joey Richards, Patrick Chiotti, Vitans Therapy, Mario Vitanzi. I'm sorry. Anyways, fucking Jacob Romano, Carter Gillen, Liam Hammer, all the people. I don't know Liam's last name. Is his last name
Bishop.
Hammer? I'm not sure. Anyways, all of these fucking people are incredible. And all the people on this podcast are incredible too. Mike, Cam, I'm trying to point at you like I'm in the Brady Bunch. Everyone does such an incredible job. I'm going to yap for the next 30 seconds. I don't care. Anyways, the Broncos community, as someone who watches a lot of other sports communities, has such an incredible base of fantastic people who care so much about this team because we don't have anything else. Let's be honest. Look at me. Anyways, so just dive into it because we are going to bring you the best shit we can for the next fucking decade. We love this team, and we're going to keep doing it for you. And it all begins tomorrow when I get to meet these motherfuckers. If there was a casino in Denver, I would lose $3,000 to that casino. Anyways,
Just outside.
I just love this community so much. I'm excited for the draft party in 2 days. Tomorrow, I'm going to be walking around Denver. If you see me, walk up to me. If you're a beautiful woman, I'll probably try to bring you back to the hotel. Anyway,
What the?
let's get into it. I am Throw the Zipper. Have a great rest of your night. I love you so much. Pat, it's your turn.
That was
I'm
amazing.
I'm so excited to meet Frankie in person. Pat, why are you bricked up?
I'm bricked up for a lot of reasons. Number one, it's draft season. It's the motherfucking NFL draft. And no matter who the pick is, no matter what they do, I'm going to be so happy that the Denver Broncos
Someone come get this man. What the
are
fuck?
about to start another season of football.
Siri, how can you tell if someone's ODing on alcohol?
I'm on heroin.
And
No, that's
Not
not
actually.
heroin.
Okay.
That's not
That
heroin.
mom.
jeez.
That's not heroin.
And the fact that there is going to be the LTB draft party, y'all are going to have an amazing time. The draft is such a great time of the year. So much could happen. We have no fucking clue, and that's what makes the NFL draft so goddamn fun. And that is what has me absolutely bricked because the Denver Broncos are going to get just a little bit better starting on Thursday, and then it's going to be every day until the goddamn Super Bowl. They got to get to that big game. This has to be the season. And goddamn it, Patrick Sean Payton is going to lead them to that game. Bo Nix, the leadership, the skills, the athleticism between the ears. This kid's got it. He's the quarterback that we've been waiting for so long. Like Frankie said, we watched this team suffer
Lactating.
for so fucking long. God damn. We're going to get better. And that's
Drew
what's got
Lock?
me freaked out.
Brett Rippin?
Mario, what
Frankie,
has
have you been working out, Frankie?
Not nearly enough. Not
Looking
nearly
pretty,
enough.
looking pretty pumped. Looking pretty pumped.
All right, let's wrap this up.
Let me tell y'all what has me bricked up. In addition to everything that everybody said, even in the ramblings of Frankie, there was some really nice tidbits in there. What has me really bricked up is that Pat and I have the opportunity to host shows like this, to be able to bring in such incredible people to talk about the draft and to talk about whatever else. First of all, you all did incredible this evening, okay? Everyone did a great job. I'm sure Frankie will review his film and think like maybe a little, okay, bye, Frankie. Maybe a little bit less of whatever he did to begin with. But what has me bricked up is that we are doing stuff that no one else does. And other people try to do it, but it doesn't work out as well. Say, we don't need to go out searching for content. We're not asking people to do mock drafts for us, and then we break down those mock drafts. No, what Pat and I do is we bring in people who are really good at what they do,
It sounds true.
and we let them talk to everybody else and show how good they are at what they do. We don't pander. We don't try and we don't concede to the lowest common denominator. We do things as part of altitude adjustment and as part of LTB that nobody else is doing. They try, but then they don't do it nearly as well as we do. Nobody is like LTB. Nobody is like altitude adjustment. Nobody is like Patrick Chiotti, and nobody is like Mario Vitanzi, because only we could get this collection of people 2 days before the draft to break down the draft. And that's why we're goated. I fucking love y'all. Y'all did a great job. This has been altitude adjustment, bitch.
Feel I'm in the mood for a switch up. I hit the function, hit the rose till I hiccup. I hit the